Hello everyone. On behalf of the State Council of Science, Technology and Environment, I welcome you all viewers and especially the students to this online classes organized by the SCSTE. Today I'll be delivering a lecture on quadratic equations from chapter 4 from the textbook, maths textbook MBOSE syllabus. I studied about polynomials and their different types on chapter 2. And one of their type was quadratic polynomial. This type of polynomial is of degree 2 and its general form is ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is non-zero. These coefficient of x squared, coefficient of x and the constant term, that is a, b and c, are all real numbers. Here, in this type of polynomial, a is non-zero. If a is equal to 0, then the polynomial left is just bx plus c, which is no longer a quadratic polynomial, but it is a linear polynomial. So we have to make sure that a is not equal to 0. Okay, now, when I equate this polynomial, ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, then this equation is a quadratic equation. So now, I'll give you some examples. 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation of degree because it is of degree 2. Also, I can take some examples like this. This one also is a quadratic equation. So, let us move to solution of quadratic equation. Let me consider the same example that I have given. 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 equal to 0. Here, if I replace x by 1, let us see what will happen to the left hand side of this equation. I will replace x by 1. This one will be 1 squared is just 1, so 2 into 1 will be 2, 3 into 1, 3 plus 1. This is 0, which is the right hand side. So we see now, this x equal to 1, that means this 1 is a root of this equation. Also we say that this one is a 0 of this polynomial. Okay? So that means in general, if I have a real number alpha such that this quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, if I have this real number alpha such that this equation equals to 0, if a into alpha square b into alpha plus c is equal to 0, then this real number alpha is a root. Alpha is the root of this equation. We also say that this alpha satisfies this equation. Why? Because if I replace this alpha or I replace x by alpha, and I get this left hand side equal to 0. That means we call that alpha satisfies this equation. We note here that the root of the quartic equation, this one, is just the same as the zeros of the quadratic polynomial, this one. Okay, so now you must have seen my example that I just put x equal to 1 and we see that this equation is satisfied by x is equal to 1. But we must know that in a quartic equation we will be having two roots. Because the degree is 2, we will be having two roots. So what is the other root? That means we have to get one more root. This one I just took in random one and it satisfies. But it will take time for us if we just keep on guessing. So there are three methods to solve the quartic equation. To find the other root of this one, I'll give you three methods to solve this equation. So one method is solution by factorization. Number 2, solution by completing squares. And the third one, solution by quadratic formula. So let us discuss one by one. First we will do solution by factorization. I will be solving the same example that I gave before. This equation, 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. We have already seen that x satisfies this equation. So let us find another one by factorization. So, factorization, before we go to this one, let me give you one concept of factors. What are factors? If I take one number, 6, I can write this one as 2 into 3. We say that 2 is a factor of 6 and also 3 is a factor of 6. But in a polynomial, for to find the solution of this equation, if suppose I need to find the solution of this one, I need two polynomials. That means two factors of this polynomial, CRx into QX. So, to find this one, to make this one in this form, I have to split the middle term of this one. So let me tell you how to do that. Okay. Here. How to split this middle term? First step, what you do is, you see the coefficient of x squared, you just take that one, or you just take this first term, 2x squared, and you multiply with this constant term. What do you get? 2x squared. Okay. Now, take this one, minus 3x. So, I need to find two numbers. If I add or subtract, I will get minus 3x. If I take, say, minus 2x and minus x, what will I get? I'll get minus 3x. Okay. If you must have observe this one, I can write this one as 2x into x. Yes or no? Or minus 2x into minus x. These are just the two numbers similar as this one. Okay? These are the same. It should be like that. If I multiply this first term and the constant term, if I put these two numbers, minus 2x minus x plus 1, remember, we are not changing this equation. Why? Because if you see, minus 3x is already satisfied here. Minus 2x minus x, it will just be minus 3x. It should be like that. We should not change the equation. So, okay. What will we do the next step? If you see here, these two terms, we'll just have to take common between these two terms. What are the common terms? If you see here, 2 is there, x square is there, here 2 is there, x is just there. So the common terms is 2x. So if I have taken 2x here, what is left? Just one more x. Minus. If I have taken 2x here, what is left? Don't say nothing, but there's also 1 here. So that means 1 is left. Minus. What are common between these two terms? X, I can write as x into 1 and 1 into 1. So the common term between here is just 1. If I have taken 1 here, x is left. So here, the sign is very important. If I have taken common minus here, give me the sign here so that if I multiply minus and this sign, I'll get plus. Okay? So the sign here is just minus. Because why? Minus into minus, I'll get plus. And if I have taken 1 here, 1 is left. Equal to 0. Again here we take common. X minus 1 is common. So take common. Here x minus 1 is taken, 2x is left. Minus x minus 1 is taken, 1 is left. Okay. So next step, before I proceed this one, I want to tell you something. If I multiply two numbers to get 0, we expect that either both of them are 0 or one of them is 0. Let me give you an example. If I multiply 0 into 1, I'll get 0. If I multiply 0 into 0, I get 0. Okay? So, two numbers, if I multiply to get 0, either one of them is 0 or both of them equal to 0. So, from here lies the concept here that we say, because these polynomials, the product of these is equal to 0, that means either one of them is 0. Okay? So, x minus 1 is equal to 0 or 2x minus 1 equal to 0. So, x is 1 or 2x, just transfer 1 that side, we'll get 1, and then carry this to that side, we'll get half. We have seen the example that I gave you before, that x equal to 1 is the root of this equation and another root is half. By this method, we have seen that another root of this equation is half. So, okay, we'll take note of this one, that x is equal to 1 and x equal to half is the root. So, in the next method of completing squares, I'll solve the same example and we will see that the roots are just the same. So, solution by factorization is done. So, let me do another way, another method of solution of quadratic equation, that is solution by completing squares. So, for this method, I'll be solving the same example that we did in factorization also. The equation was 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. Okay. How do we proceed this one? First step, of this method, I need to make the coefficient of x squared equal to 1. So how do we do that? We just divide by 2 both sides. So let us divide by 2 both sides. Okay. So we just cancel this 2. What is left is x squared. Here 3 by 2 x, here half. 0 divided by 2 is just 0 itself. Okay. So, in the next step, let us transfer this half that side and you will get 3 by 2x 2 minus half. Okay. In this step is very important. Before we proceed this one, let me remind you of this formula. A plus b, we all holding square, we all know it is a squared plus twice ab plus b squared. What about a minus b holding square? Is a squared minus twice ab plus b squared. Okay. In this method, I need to make this left hand side of this form. We have seen here minus is in between, so that means the formula I have to make in this form. Okay? So, this formula says it is a square minus twice ab plus b square. But here, a square is x square. What is the next term? Minus 2ab. I'll just write here 2 minus 2. What is a? Is x. Okay? X. And what about your b? You just take from here. You see, this one is 3. Before it was 2, right? But then, if I just leave here, that means I have changed the equation. So to balance this one, I have to make the same thing. To balance this one, I just divide one more. So this one, this second term here, is just 3 by 2x, because this gets cancelled. Okay. And the next term is b square. So you have seen here that this one is a square minus 2a and b. Your b is 3 by 4. So it should be 3 by 4 holding square equal to minus half. But I have just added myself this one 3 by 4 holding square. So to balance this equation, I have to add this side also 3 by 4 holding square, so that this equation is not changed. Okay? So next step. This one. A square minus 2ab plus b square is just this formula. That means it is a minus b holding square. Okay. Just write here. A is your x, a minus b. b is your 3 by 4 holding square. Okay? We have reached this step. So you just solve this one. Simplify it. 3 square is just 9 and 4 square is 16. Okay. Then we'll have to fix this one. This one is done. Okay. I'll just continue here. X minus 3 by 4 holding square. This one. To solve this one, we just take the LCM. We see here the denominator is 2 and here is 16. So the LCM here is 16. Okay, 16 minus, so 1 into 6. 2 into how much to get 16? 2 into 8. So 8 plus, and here 16. 16 into how much to get 16? It's just 1. So this one you just leave it here. Right, 1. This one we get minus 8 plus 9 by 16, which is simply 1 by 16. Next step what we do is, we just take the square root. Taking square root both sides, we can by 16. Remember, if we take square roots, to both sides, this side will be, there will be plus and minus sign. Why? Because square, it indicates that we will be having 2 roots. roots. Okay, so plus and minus sign is a must. So after that, we'll just simplify that one. X minus 3 by 4. We know that the square root of 16 is 4. 1 by 4. Okay, next step we just transfer this 3 minus 3 by 4 to the right hand side. So x is left. So this will be 3 by 4 plus minus 1 by 4. Okay, so this implies that x is equal to 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4, or x is equal to 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4. Okay, I'll continue here. Okay, just simplify that one. The LCM there is just 4, so it's just 3 plus 1. And the other one, the LCM also is just 4, so it is 3 minus 1. So this one is 4 by 4, which is 1. And this x is 2 by 4, which is half. So we see, by this method also we are getting the same roots. But even by factorization, you are getting x is equal to 1 and x equal to half. And by this completing of squares also, we are getting the same roots. So it depends on you, which formula you want. You want the first method or you want the second method to solve the roots. It's up to you which way you find easy. Okay, we are left with the last method, and that is solution by quadratic formula. Quadratic formula. The formula of this quadratic, the formula of this method is minus b plus minus root over 4ac. Sorry, a square minus 4ac divided by twice b. I hope in the next video I'll be showing how we get this roots. But for now, I'll just give you this formula. And in the next video, I'll be solving for this one. How we get x equal to this one. So, solution by quadratic formula. This is the solution. Okay? So, I'll be solving again the same example that I did. 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 equal to 0. We know that the general form of this quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, right? So, just compare this equation and that equation. Your a here is 2, your b is minus 3, and c is 1. Okay, these values, you just substitute in this formula and you will get the roots. So, therefore, x minus b. b is minus 3, so minus 3 plus minus. What is your b square? It's minus 3 whole thing square. Just right here. Minus 4. What is your a? 2. And what is your c? 1. Divided by 2a. 2 into 2. Okay. So you just solve this one. Minus 2 minus is plus, so 3 plus minus root over. Minus 3 square is 9. Minus 4 to 8 divided by 4. Okay, I'll continue here. X is 3 plus minus 9 minus 8 is 1 divided by 4. We all know that the square root of 1 is just 1. 4. So, this implies that x is equal to 3 plus 1 by 4, or x is equal to 3 minus 1 by 4. We have reached the same stage that we did in the second method. This one is just 4 by 4, 2 by 4. So, x is 1 or x is equal to half. We have done 3 methods and we arrive at the same solution, x equal to 1 and x equal to half. In all the 3 methods for this equation, we get these two solutions. So, I have done solution by factorization, I have done solution by completing squares, and I have done by solution by quadratic formula. And we get the same solution for the same quadratic equation. So, it is up to you which method it is easy for you. You just do any one. But in the exam, if it is asked for a particular method, you do for any particular method. If suppose it's asked by this method, you do this. If it's asked for the second method, you do that one. It depends on the question. So I'll be ending up the video today. And I hope next time I'll be solving this one, how we get this formula. And for today, thank you.